the wrong individuals are people that come in here without a proper vision. Okay, going back to the McDonald's plan. If you wanted to invest in a McDonald's, you're not just going to go open up shop tomorrow, right? You need a formulation, you need a business plan, you need the location. You're really, really, really into your business before you put down $1 million.
So thanks for joining us this week on the Elite Sales Podcast. We're very happy to join you. Got Misha Elias in studio.
How you guys doing?
And then co-host John Baccaron.
How's it going?
We got a new producer. We got Bryce. But stick your head in the camera somehow.
So Bryce.
So we got new. He's engineering the spaceship today. So we got Yoel joining us remotely today from where?
Harish, Israel.
All right.
The motherland.
The motherland, the Holy Land.
Yep. So how's everything going out there for you?
It's good. I just got here, so right now it's really just adjusting. My lighting's bad. This can't happen for all the crap I give people because of their lighting. Well, not the backdrop.
Well, it's kind of impromptu. We didn't really prepare.
Okay, this is better. Yeah. So no, it's good. It's just definitely getting the time zone figured out. Just adjusting. So it's definitely a different change of pace. It's tough not being there for multiple reasons, but it's really good to see my parents, and I'm looking forward to seeing like my cousins, my uncle. I have like a massive family. You guys think your family is massive? I have a massive family out here, so looking forward to seeing them.
Cool. I'm really excited for the opportunity that you have in front of you. So we gave you a little bit of a farewell a couple weeks ago, but why don't you remind people what's your purpose for being out there? What was your thinking? What was your thought process?
Yeah, my thought process, I would say it's multiple reasons. My first thought process was just spend time with my parents. They retired out here a couple years ago. So just to spend time with them and also connect with my family that's out here, learn the language, learn Hebrew. I want to pick that back up, and there's no better way to do that than to kind of be in that environment. And then also I want to do some maybe documentaries out here, film some content, film like a kind of like a documentary or series or whatever it may be, short or long or long actual film of kind of the migration of Ethiopian Jews to Israel, which is like a big, it's known out here, but I don't think it's as common and commonly known in other areas. But that, and I have some other projects I potentially want to do, and if I can do it, that'd be great.
It's awesome. Cool. Well, appreciate you checking in with us. We just wanted to wish you much success out there. We unlike John, I actually do miss you, and
miss you
just
too.
having you around. But Yoel's still gonna be working with us. He's just doing it remotely for a period of time. So just wish you much success out there.
Appreciate it.
All right. So back to the show. So we want to talk today about overcoming adversity. We actually talked about debt a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
A month ago, maybe something like that. So then as far as resolving debt, how to maintain your mental state, the practical steps and attacking it little by little, prioritizing certain things, just kind of just the basic steps of walking through it. You've dealt with some debt, right, Misha?
I have dealt with some debt. I have dealt with adversity. I mean, it has been an excellent journey.
Excellent journey.
An excellent journey.
Why?
Because
Excellent?
It gives you knowledge. That's what it does in reality. It gives you the experience. It gives you the ability to experience what the real business is. I was actually having a conversation with somebody a few days ago about that. And it was very hard to understand at the beginning, how the debt in this business is part of it. It's a huge part of it. But what makes the big difference is learning how to manage it, learning how to manage a business and avoid it as much as possible. And by training constantly, learning from others, training the new team, overseeing the entire business gives you a different perspective. It gives you actually the control of what is coming in and make sure that it's going to stick.
Right.
So it teaches if I didn't have the debt before, if I didn't went through that experience, there was no way that I would be able to, teach my people now how to deal with it. I mean, the person I was talking to, I mean, she only had one chargeback, and she, the whole world
Freaking out.
and the whole world was
Did she
collapsing.
freak out?
And she was actually, she was like, oh my God, I mean, I got a chargeback and this and that. And, being able to tell her, oh, I know exactly how you feel. That makes a lot of difference in the way you communicate with other people. So yeah, when you are learning the business, when you are, going through the first, chargebacks, yeah, you feel that the world is collapsing. But, with time, you realize that as long as you keep on working, then it starts going away. So all you have to do is learn how to manage it, control the people, recognize the red flags right away. That way, you can have much better control of what the production is,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. It is good. I mean, it's part of it.
You still dealing with it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, now, I talked to John about it, when some debt rolls up, and it's easier because now, I mean, you put, two brains together, and then we'll come up with a solution. Okay, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're doing. And it helps you, gives you a better perspective, actually, because now you don't feel like, man, I'm the only one dealing with this. How am I going to deal with this? So we have talked about this so many times before. I mean, you got to come to the upline and get advice, and the good thing is that you guys are always available, and anybody is, anybody above you. Trent, I mean, I call Trent all the time, and I also get his advice, and that helps, allows me to,
Vent
help
up.
people, and one, it helps me to vent,
Yeah.
and two, it helps me to help other people in the team. So it's good. It's part of the business. It's frustrating sometimes, it gets you mad, and then when you see the people that you least expected, that the day is coming from. But it's easy. You learn how to deal with it in a much better way. At the beginning, yeah, I was freaking out. I was like, dude, the whole world is gonna collapse here.
Oh, we remember those days.
I wanted to beat somebody.
Went through a month, I think.
The thing I like about Misha, sometimes he'll come to my office and let's say it's about debt. He'll come in and he'll be like, hey, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And he just goes on and on and on. And then I'm just like, I ask a few follow-up questions. I don't give him any advice. And then he's just like, all right, I gotta go back to work. And so he comes to the events, gets it out of the system, and then back to work. And that's
Yeah.
really, if you're looking for some practical advice, by all means, get it.
Mhm.
But sometimes he's got to vent to the right people, please. Don't vent to someone that's newer to the industry than you are, that's more vulnerable to the industry than you are, because you're doing them a real disservice by putting all your negativity and weight on them. Because the thing is, it may not even be that dire of a situation or that bad of a situation, but that negativity that you happen to have in that moment, it's
Mhm.
really unfair for you to put it on somebody else.
Mhm.
So talk to one of your uplines.
Absolutely.
Your uplines, they can handle it. They've been through it ostensibly. They should be able to deal with it. Plus, they're in the same boat as you. Like their job is to try to help you fix that problem. So
Right.
Yeah, for me, as I deal with it, the picture gets clearer and clearer and clearer for me. It's like, okay, this is the solution. Before, the world's crashing, you have no clue what to do, and you're just like kicking yourself, right? You're all playing the victim. But my best advice for anybody dealing with debt right now, if it's a personal debt, if it's your chargebacks, your individual chargeback, number one rule, selling solves all your problem. Solves all your problems. You sell a lot, you outright that debt.
Mhm.
Now, on the other side, if it's a roll-up debt, meaning your downline roll that debt, it's harder to chase that downline to pay that debt. Would you agree?
Totally.
So the number one solution, recruiting solves all your problems.
That too.
You recruit, you get new people, you get fresh blood, you're excited, they start writing producing, that offsets your roll-up debt. So
Right.
two main things, selling and recruiting.
And if you have personal debt, I mean, the best thing, that you gotta do is don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Just face it, deal with it, fix it. You don't want that. It becomes a time bomb. So you gotta fix it as fast as you possibly can if you have personal debt. The other one, you just deal with it. You cannot control it, control it 100%. But your own, you can.
Yeah, let's be very clear about it. For those that are uncertain, if no one's ever directly articulated it to you, if you have debt, if there's an issue, it's not going to magically go away.
Right.
It's not.
You need to actually address it. Like you can feel bad about it for a little bit. You can see if you can fix it, talk to a few people. But at the end of the day, it's still there. It's not just going to magically evaporate and be like, oh, I wonder what happened to that debt, a long time ago. I wonder. I stopped thinking about it. Now it's no longer there. No,
I didn't have to pay.
It's 100% there.
Yeah, no, yeah, it doesn't disappear. You
catch
have
up.
to deal with it.
And it could manifest into worse things potentially. So the things also keep the perspective. Like you're not gonna be able. You probably won't be able to fix it overnight. You probably won't be able to fix it all immediately, all at one time. We had this conversation yesterday. But the thing is, it's okay. Just chip away at it. Chip away at it. Chip away. Because the thing is, you can't fix it overnight. But that problem didn't build up overnight either. Usually, typically from a process of not paying attention to certain things, or just trying to ignore it, or or not understanding the business that well, and it's okay. Like it all is part of the process. If you're like Misha, if you're like John, if you're like myself, and you're like our guests that we're about to bring on, if you try to break it down, attack it step by step, eventually when you're over that thing, you're a much stronger person on the other side. There's zero doubt about that.
That's for sure.
The person that doesn't handle it, the person that just tries to hide under a pile of blankets, or just thinks it's going to magically go away, they're going to be worse off long term. So yeah, keep that perspective. So Terrence, are you on? You're going to mute yourself.
Hey, what's going on, Al?
Terrence, my man, just really first of all, I appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us. But the other morning you sent me a text message that you had really good news. So what was that? Can you give us a context and the backstory?
All right, so I can, me personally, brother, I like to be transparent with a lot of people because we're dealing with people's lives and stuff, and that, I like to tell people the good parts of the business, and the parts that every aspect, so they know what they expect. And for respect for you, Albert, because you a mentor of mine. I don't know. Do you want me to say the number, how much it was? Because I don't want to scare nobody. Okay, cool. So
let's be transparent with it.
I don't scare nobody.
Because a lot of people on this call gonna be like, "What?" But all right. Okay, to give you the whole backstory. So before I moved back to Georgia, agent of mine, we still cool or whatever, but he rolled $37,000 to one carrier, right, with Americo. So I've went over this hump before in the past, but this hump that happened then, I just had a daughter. I'm like, dude, 37 racks, man, that's ridiculous. Like that's like a month, 2 months worth of income, full time. So it hit my account. Two things happen. When that bridge hit, you either quit or you're gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? And I knew the first option was I've been past this hurdle before, but coming from a new agent, that's what they'll think. They'll think to quit or keep rolling, right? So the quit aspect is before you join FFL, what were you doing? You gotta go back to bring it back to reality. Before FFL, dude, I was a lifeguard. Anything, how much we get paid here is a blessing. If I do half of this, I'm tripling my income wherever I came from, So the second thing is, figure it out, face that demon and get on the other side. So how I did it was we at FFL, they give us a lot of compensation, right? So basically you selling back some of your comp in order to pay back the debt. Let me give you an example. Let's say you had 100% compensation, right? You give the comp level, you sell back 30% of your comp. Now you're at a 70% comp, right? So they're going 30% of your compensation, pay back the debt, and 70% go to you. Before FFL, I wasn't making this type of money. So me selling my comp is the easy part, if that makes sense. That's how I was looking at it. So if I get paid, I'm thinking about I'm already that 35% that I already sold back to the company to pay back that debt is already out of my mind, if that makes sense. So you got to trick your mind on I'm paying this back not out of my bank account. I ain't paying them full $37,000 on my bank account. It's all sweat equity. I'm already selling anyway. All I'm doing is selling part of my hustle to them to pay to that 37 gone. So I looked at my commission statement, man, and it was already paid back. And I remember when it happened the first time, right? And the first time it happened, I blamed everybody, man. I blamed,
the person. It's really not the agent's fault. Let me be real with the manager. It's our fault why we get roll up. I'm just gonna keep it all the way real with you. Because first, you didn't set the expectations in order at the beginning of the call. Because if somebody's not trying to buy leads, you might as well just go ahead and guarantee they're gonna roll some dead. 100%. At one point, you don't have enough momentum to get over that, because business gonna fall out, people gonna die. I got a chargeback the other day from a death claim. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we sell insurance to help death claim. We still got a chargeback from that. So I did my job and still got a chargeback. This is advanced business. You get paid before you are. As soon as you sell a policy, you owe them. That's what I'm trying to get at. So you gonna deal with debt if you don't have a consistent amount of appointments each week in order to see the people each week in order to sell enough, if that makes sense. This is how the numbers are. So if you hire somebody knowing that they're not buying leads or they're not working on a consistent schedule, then that's rule number one. You're gonna get some roll up debt. Rule number two is we have conversation with folks, and we talk to them, and you don't want to answer this person's phone call. You just be like, okay, or later on you might not want to work with. It might not be a good work fit for you, if that makes sense. So you still try to make it work, but in actuality, that person might not be a good fit for FFL, or it might just be a better for another agent. And we know that as a manager, but we still think about growing the agency, growing the numbers instead of growing the people. This is a people business. Don't worry about the numbers. Worry about growing that individual, reaching their goals, not your goals, if that makes sense. And the goals, the work here, you got to have leads. And certain, I'm not saying nobody not making it off referrals, but 90% of the time, dude, 95% of the time, 99% of the time, everybody working leads. And if you don't have that, you're gonna get roll up. That's pretty much what I found with the roll up aspect. I don't want to take over the show, man, because you pretty good. I want you to ask me the questions, but this the next thing. Oh, go ahead.
No,
go ahead,
no,
bro.
do it. No, I was gonna say.
Yeah, the next thing is from selling aspect, the selling part, when you get a lot of debt, that's the easy part. Reason why I say that, because if you set aside $5,000 to $10,000, if you're doing like and another lead account, depending on your production, you already got your lead money already set aside. So if you get $1,000 chargeback, you already got paid that $1,000. So that $1,000 really $5,000. So you got paid $5,000. Now you up $4,000 because you got to pay that $4,000 back. If you use that $1,000 for leads. But if you got roll up, that's different. I never got none of that $37,000. It never hit my bank account, So I couldn't turn that 37 into times 5, whatever that is, So that 37 was dead weight. But when building the agency, that's part of the game. It's kind of like Walmart. They write it down. They know this many people gonna steal, this many people you already know that's part of the game. So if you rank 20, 30, a month, that's not gonna really bother you because you consistently selling. Insurance company ain't on your head because it's going down, and all you're doing is just selling part of your comp back to the company for a certain amount of time till they get paid off. That's what made me think about it. Get over, I feel like any debt, I can get over anything. That's just my opinion. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, I was excellent points. First of all, so back to our original point. Yeah, you texted me that morning and you said you sent me a screenshot of something, right? And then what'd you say?
I said, yeah, pay it back. Let's go, man. I'm ready to go.
He's like, I'm debt free with America. So
Nice.
and this
debt free, debt free. Yeah.
Something that Terrence has been chipping away at for, I don't know, how long did it take you, do you think?
Okay, so the first time I did it, I got
done it multiple times, but this last time.
Yeah, the last time, dude, it probably took like 6 months, 5 months.
Right. And then because you've consistently working, you've been consistently in contact with the carrier, like they never said like, hey, we're gonna terminate you, right?
Dude, Marico never hit me once at this whole time. There wasn't no production, like you're not moving it close enough. They never emailed me once. They emailed me one time saying it's rolling to my account, and they never emailed me again. With a lot of these insurance companies, they see you selling each week and it's going down, they're not gonna contact you. If you contact them, say, hey, even if you're paying them $10 a month, $100 a month, whatever it is, they just want communication. If you try to act like, pray it away. It's not gonna go away if you pray it away. I tried. You got to go to work. Trust me. So
Yeah. I was just saying, like, if you guys can understand where Terrence is coming from, like, first, initially, he was emotional about it, right? But anything that he mentioned now, it's all logical. It's all reasoning now. Right. So when you do have a chargeback, you just got to go from being reasonable and eliminate the emotional part. You can't cry about it. It happened. We do get paid when we have downlines and they write business. Well, we get overrides, we get passive income. Well, there's also the downside. If the roll of debt happens, we take the hit.
And something that I agree with Terrence is the Walmart example. Every business out there, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be the car business, it could be tires, shoes, or whatever. There's gonna be the point where you're gonna realize that you're losing money somewhere. Clients, something, and those are the write-offs. So the chargeback can also be a write-off in our business. Good things that we're gonna get a tax break. That's a good thing on those. But yeah, eventually you gotta understand how everything works for everything to make sense. And but congratulations on getting rid of that debt, man. That was huge.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Thank you, bro.
That was
Thank
huge.
you. Yeah, it seems, to be honest with you guys, like when you go through something, you realize that when you get on the other side, it's not that bad, and you realize what other people going through. Like Paul McClain, that's my guy. I'm praying for him right now, man. He going through what he's going through with his daughter, and I'm like, dude, what is that? That's nothing. Like, are you serious? I pray for these problems. It kind of give me a little tear out, man, because I got a daughter too. But I'll be like, man, I thank God for these problems. Give me some more of these, because that problem, dude, I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. So it's like, let's go back to that aspect. Like, okay, before FFL, what were you doing? Right? And not everybody was making millions of dollars before they got here. We all was looking for an opportunity. Think about that spot. Think about scrubbing them pool decks, me telling them kids to stop running, jumping in the pool. Anytime it get bad, dude, like $5-7 an hour. Are you serious? That was before I found the insurance industry. That's what I was doing. I was like, I'm not going back to that. Like, I'd rather just go sell this insurance, let them get this 35% off my hustle, not my bank account, until it get paid off. I mean, it's all good. We woke up this morning, man. It's a good day,
Hope you're enjoying the video so far. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, anything to help support the algorithm so we can continue to bring you more valuable content and continue to be part of your lives. Also, if you don't feel that it's providing you that much support since you're already at this point, like and subscribe anyway. How old are you, Terrence?
34.
34. I mean, as I'm listening to you break down the story and talk about just this one particular set of debt. You've been through the situation before. You've always dealt with it like a freaking champ. And the thing is, like, as I'm listening to you tell your story, the thing is, there's a level of maturity. There's a level of just you accepting responsibility for it. Because of the fact that you accept responsibility for it, instead of playing the whole, well, it's not fair. And, it's like, you can't go to the IRS and be like, I don't want to pay my taxes because I don't think it's fair. Yeah. Like there's just things in life that we gotta do. And if you get into this business, that's what you signed up for. You signed up for not just strictly profit. You signed up for everything within it, and how it pays out if you accrue debt. We influence it to some extent. We're not 100%, responsible for all the different actions that take place in between that time. But at the end of the day, if you have a team, if you're in management, you're responsible. It all flows upward, right?
Right.
So it is what it is. So commend you.
I cannot tell you how much this call meant today. Because, and I'm not crying because I'm happy. He's so spot on with, like, I had my first cry the first time and I did exactly what he did. You just have to sell your way through it. And I'm going through it, and I don't need to tell you the detailed numbers, but what I can tell you is this. I said when I got in this, I'm never going back to the car business. And it was a dark atmosphere. And now it's like, this is a blessing to even get to go through something like this compared to what other people have to go make $2,000 a month, and they don't know how to make Christmas happen for their children. When I got the debt roll up about 3 weeks ago, I was bent out of shape that morning. And then I had a client call, and her dad was T-boned and killed on a motorcycle the day before. And if you want something to straighten you up real quick, it's looking at people, what they're really going through, and you just can't. This has just got to be a part of it, and you just have to say it's going to happen. And I've literally put myself on a debt payback plan, and I dedicate 1 day a week where all the business I write in the field goes to the debt. And I've just said that day, everything I write is going towards the debt that's rolled up. And then I make myself a plan going further every month where it's 9 months. I'm going to have this paid off. And not only am I going to have it paid off, I'm going to hit the Hall of Fame this year.
Let's
Period.
go.
And I'm
I
not
like it.
starting it. And I might be the one idiot on stage saying I hit the Hall of Fame and I had all this rolled up debt at the same time. But it'll be worth it because there's so many people out there that need to know. Don't give up. You just get smarter about who you hire, smarter about looking at things a little closer, smarter about the business. Everything he said, Terrence, you're so solid and golden and spot on about what you said today. I just wanted to reaffirm. And just that we have a group that is so supportive. You know, I make one phone call to Albert and he's like, Trish, we're going to get through it. No worries. And I literally walk away from that conversation and I haven't been worried about it. I just went to work. So I just want to give you guys, it's not just one person. All of us are in it together, and it's going to happen on a low scale or maybe a big scale to all of us at some point, but we just got to keep moving.
Well, thank you for sharing, Trish. I mean, it's ironic when Terrence shared the great news with me on a couple days ago. The thing is, like, him saying I'm clear of this much debt, it felt better than hearing him say, here's how much money I made. Right. Because the thing is, it's not just the financial aspect of it. Just I'm like, oh, Terrence just leveled up. Like Terrence is he's just a boss on a whole different level now because he was able to just face this thing. He stared it down, fought against it, eventually chipped away, and then was gone. So like he's like a champion, you know. And when he told me that,
because anybody can accrue debt. Not everybody will say, you know what, I'm not going to let my upline suffer. I'm going to go out. I signed it for this. Damn it. I'm going to do my job and I'm going to be responsible, and it'll make you stronger. It's going to make you persevere. I believe that my persistency in numbers, I declare this next year will be my year and who I hire, because I am so focused now on what I'm doing as before I was learning. Now I've learned, now I need to focus on how to do it the right way this time.
Right. Yeah. Well, and as long as you're learning, I mean, that's the most important thing. Good, Mish.
Something that I want to say, I mean, earlier, I think that's something that made a difference also in the way I look at that now, is that I don't think of myself as a manager, you know, because when you think yourself as a manager, you want to leave the responsibility to the owner, right? But when you do the mind shift and they say, you know what, no, hold on, this is my business. I'm not a manager, I'm the owner. So you're going to have to really enjoy and endure the benefits of a business. And sadly, you know, that's why we have something that is called profit and loss, right?
Yeah.
In every business. And as long as you understand that now, oh my God, I'm not the manager, I'm the owner. Now you understand it. It's part of it. It's just the difference is how we start dealing with it that makes a difference in how you're gonna react and how you're gonna perform. You know, like, I mean, Tricia, right now, I mean, that's a pretty good idea. I just want to go right one day just to pay my debt. That's a plan. You know, that's pretty good. So you just gotta understand that you own your own business. Grab the bull by the horns. Yeah. How am I gonna deal with this thing, one way or another?
And Tricia, I just want to take this opportunity to say, you know, you're an amazing teammate. I love having you on this team because, you know, while things have not always been perfect, the thing is, there's never been a point in which I'm like, I wonder if Trisha's going to bail on this challenge. I'm like, you know, like Darren and I just know we're like, we feel for you. And like, of course we want to be able to offer ways that we can help, but you know, it's always comforting to know it's not about the problems. Like who's going to stand up and fight, who's going to actually be there, who's actually going to respond to this in a positive way. That person, those are the people that I want to partner with. Those are the people that I can legitimately build with. Anyone that comes in with all the skill and tells you they can do this, that, or the other, I mean, it's great. You have the skill set to do so, but do you have the mental fortitude to do so? Do you have the mindset for you to actually be strong enough to be like, this is where I stand. This is where I'm going to be. I'm going to be reliable. I'm going to be, someone else can count on me.
Yeah.
And you've always been that, Trisha. So love you for
I
that.
appreciate you and I love you and I love you guys, but it's so much bigger than a business to me. We're
Yeah.
a family. I signed on for that and I wanted that. I wanted that. I came from a captive and I didn't feel that and I definitely didn't get shown that and I can't do that. That's just it's not even an option, doesn't cross my mind. It's all about how can I figure this Rubik's cube out a little bit better and quicker this time, work smarter and just get ahead and show people how to do that when they come on, so we're not reliving this again and again and again.
No,
I think
but
that's just as important, is
right.
the new people, they need to be hit in between the eyes. Hey, and not if this is going to happen. And when it does, I'm going to be there to support you. But now you have to work harder. And that's okay because you're going to learn during that time and you're going to persevere. But you're also going to show others how to get to, the bottom line quicker. And I think, and the success is better. I think I think you go through this stuff, you go through these valleys, and not just your business is stronger, but how you're able to go through life now.
Yep.
Just just the normal problems that we have when you have a little bit bigger problems, like Terrence said, there's problems when people are going through, their children have, those are problems. We should be oh so lucky, oh so grateful to
Yep.
have debt. Are you kidding me? Now it's just time to move.
Right. Yeah. Well, so yeah, Trisha, when Terrence shared that amazing news with me, I was like, we got to have you on. I got to let you share your story. Cause number one, I mean, I feel so great about it. Like it brightened up my day. Like I was like fired up that morning, but also cause I've seen him struggle through debt in the past. And like, the way that he, he didn't like it the first time. And then, he was kind of like, yeah, man, this, it wasn't even mine and blah, 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 and this and that. And he's like, but I'm never gonna let it roll. I'm just gonna do my part and blah, blah, blah. So that, like when he took that responsibility, there was like little hiccups along the way, like, certain leads rolled up and certain things, happened along the way. I never was even upset, not even the least bit, because I'm like, look, if he's doing everything he can and he's coming through to do his part, like I should expect any mistakes or anything that I got to deal with. I'm perfectly good with it. Like I will always go to bat for this guy. And that's the same way I feel about you, Trish. And then when he told me the story, I'm like, we got to have you on. Cause I'm like, there's going to be some people, cause we've been talking about debt this, a couple of weeks ago. And we talked about how to manage it, which not sexy. It's not fun. Like no one's like, oh, I can't wait to tune into this one. But, but the thing is like, it's part of the business. But what I really love is stories like this, a story like Terrence, story that you will be telling soon, Trisha, of just people dealing with that and overcoming it, and then how much stronger you are once you come through.
And lastly, I just wanted to tell you, because Misha, he liked that idea. Like, before I had my first nervous breakdown, I was like, okay, be clear about like, okay, you can't just go and conquer this. Like you said, Rome cannot be built. So make a plan. That's why I came up with, literally, I'm devoting certain days to this. That way I don't even think about it twice. I know that my every Thursday is devoted to debt and everything that I write, and I track it and I follow up with the carrier. And you know what I mean? Like you keep receipts, you keep moving. It's just like anything else. I look at it like this is another payment that I have in my life to pay off. And like Americo will give you, they're so good to us. It's ridiculous, by the way. Bobby Bridges called me personally and he said, Trish, if you need anything, I saw it just rolled up to you. Like, it's amazing. It was like they have their, he's just like, if you need anything, if you need me to call, and get something done that you can't get done. I mean, he was just right there. And they're like, they give you perimeters that are more than fair, first of all. I mean, way more than fair for us. And they just want you to follow them. And even if you can't, we want to be communicated with. And that's just a phone call. And they understand and they help. And I got to tell you, the worst thing you can do is not communicate with the carrier. Communicate with the carrier the minute it happens. Call your upline like I do. Hey, got some great news for you. Not really. This is what happened. And and this is the amount, and I'm kind, and then you just dive in. Don't wait. Do not wait. And that's it. I'll shut up.
I mean, they just want to see effort.
Right.
That's all. Because you can be like, hey, I don't have it yet. I'm working towards it. They'll extend you some time. But if you just go ghost and don't take responsibility, they assume you're gone, and then they're like, all right, we're going to pursue it some other way then.
Mhm.
So thank you, Trisha, by the way. Terrence, back to you real quick. All right. So where did this mindset come from? You've always took full responsibility for everything. You had that mindset. You're like, I'm gonna do my part. I'm not gonna let this thing roll. I'm gonna handle my responsibility, even though it wasn't caused by you, but it was under your watch. Like, where do you get that mindset?
Well, the mindset is originally it's perspective. The perspective is, okay, if I want to open up a McDonald's, right? McDonald's, you got $1 million capital. McDonald's is a proven system, which means I don't know how long they've been up. It's guaranteed. Everybody's seen McDonald's, so you ain't bringing new product to the world that they've never seen. So in order to start that business, you got to come up with a whole lot of. You already starting in the hole. Then you're not even gonna make a profit for years and years on the hand. So I'm like, okay, if you open up a traditional business, I'm already multiple figures, if not $1 million in debt to even break even. That's any business on the market. So you mean to tell me if I sell a policy and the client only pay one premium, right, and they advance me 12 months up front, that right, you starting off in debt. You know what I'm saying? So you that's the whole point. So it's like you starting off in debt, but you have profit in your bank account. This is the only business where you can actually see the money up front before the client pays the full duration of the premium. So that's a blessing. That's what made me think, okay, that right there, you're not gonna find that nowhere else. And how else I got that is I don't know if you guys, I don't know whoever wrestled before, but I was a wrestler in college and high school and middle school. I went to my head coach funeral the other day. That's why I wasn't on it. He passed away. That was my guy, man. He was about 29 when we won our first state championship together. So he in wrestling, he taught me, like, it's just you on the mat. Whenever you're going through adversity, you want to think of what the ending aspect of it. So while you going through something hard, my goal was to win states. So all I was thinking about, I'm already a state champ. While I'm going through drills, while I'm running, while I'm got a loss yesterday, while I pulled my rib, I broke my rib one time. All that, I was thinking about walking across the stage, holding my hand up against state championship. So you want to think of the destination. You already out of roll up, but when it hit, it's already paid off. It's already done. I just got to go through the steps. Y'all just got to see it. That's the aspect that you want to live off of, the results. Anticipate the outcome that anticipate the outcome that you expect while you're going through the problem, and it make it a lot easier. That's what helped me. If that'll help anybody, I'm glad I was able to be a vessel to people, man, to help. So
that's a huge key. I mean, to begin with the end in mind, and just know what you're working towards. Because if you don't have any direction, and because if you just have debt in front of you, and you're like, what am I, just working to like pay debt?
Right.
It's very unappealing. But then also what it also says about you is you're not committed to what's on the other side. Like, well, isn't this your career? Like, aren't you going to make money in the long term if you continue to stick with this? So basically what you're telling yourself, if you just let that debt defeat you, is like, I don't really want to work.
That's
right?
it.
That's what it comes down to, right? Because I don't want to work. I'm not really committed to this. I'm not committed to my own business. Like, I just don't want to deal with it.
You're looking for plan B at that point.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I was actually going to ask you, I'm like, if sports played a role, because you played some football too, right?
Yeah, I played college football. I was an All-American my senior year because of hard work, and it's the same principles apply. In this business, I just tried to do my own thing instead of focusing on those business. That's kind of why I started off at a late bloomer. But you just gotta figure out what worked in your life and use them same aspects in FFL. Like whatever you was good at, I was good this, good that. The same aspects are the same. Waking up early, come with the same disciplines, following a schedule, routine, And if you follow those throughout whatever, it'll work out real quick, Albert. 3 things I'm gonna give y'all if you get debt that'll get you out of it. First thing you want to do is you want to find out what your bills is for the month. So I'm transparent. My bills $5,000 a month, right? So I was like, I know I gotta do the 5, to take care of everything, right? So at the time, my first time I had rolled debt, I wasn't producing what I was producing. So it was a lot harder to pay my bills and pay back. But if you increase your production, it'll make it easier, right? So the first thing is you want to find out how much debt you owe. How much your bills is. The second thing is you got to come up with a consistent schedule and stick to the schedule. No matter if you sell, no matter if you don't sell, no matter you got all yeses, no matter what's going on, stay even keel and don't count your eggs until they hatch. Don't be looking at your commission statement saying if this person gonna roll my debt, I would have had this. Don't think that because that's gonna make it harder. Think about what you got. Don't think about the debt. Don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about what your commission should be. Just think about where they are. And the third thing is persevere. Don't quit. Just keep going through it. It's always a lane of the tunnel. Numbers go for a certain extent. 37 is not going to be 37 every time. Once I get past 37, I'm done. So think about 38, not 37, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Well, it also makes a lot of sense is going back to now the McDonald's thing that you just mentioned. I mean, when somebody opens a franchise, you're in debt $1 million. And it's going to take years for you to actually pay yourself profit after you pay the $1 million back. Plus, you got to pay salaries. I mean, it's a lot of money that, a franchisee has to come out of pocket. The loans, a lot of people, they get $1 million loan, for them to open the franchise. It's huge. Here, all we need is our license. You buy leads, and then you start producing. And when the debt pops up, man, it's nothing, you really think about it, if you compare it with any other businesses that you got to come out with a huge amount of cash in order for you to open the doors. Now, think about it. If you open a shop, you put $100,000, $200,000 to buy merchandise, lease the place and everything. And when you open the doors, you don't have an stampede of people coming to buy. Now you got to go one client at a time. So
market by your leads.
Exactly. So here you got to think in the fact, okay, I own the business. I got to stick to my schedule. I got to buy my leads. I got to find the leads and, and go to work and put the activity, the schedule. This is something that I've been telling my team all the time is you got to do a negotiable time. You show up to work, and when you show up to work, you show up to work. You gotta put the time, you got to put the time and, things, they just, evolve.
Yep. Well, Terrence put together that 3-step plan to take care of your debt so well put together. It was way better than what John and I put together a few weeks ago. I don't know why we just didn't have Terrence do it. Thanks for putting us to shame, my man. But
my plan was like, yeah, we just got to sell more.
No, but I think also like the key thing to take note of for anyone out there who's watching. First of all, I hope this is not scaring anyone away, because the thing is, in order for you to do anything great, you have to take risks. And then, we were trying to build teams, and we're trying, and the thing is, we're not going to make these same mistakes because now we know what to look for because we've been through that before.
Right.
So, but my point is, in order for Terrence to have gotten out of this point, getting out of that stage of that 37,000 in debt, who's the first person on live dials every morning?
Terrence.
Who's consistently dialing throughout the entire day, every single day? Terrence. Like he's always unmuting himself whenever he gets someone on the phone. So he wants to share. He also unmutes sometimes and says like, hey, if you guys get any feedback, let me know.
Yeah.
So that's like a genuine desire to want to improve your own business, and that's the way you fix it. It's not just like I'm going to fix it because I really want to fix it. There's got to be that work behind it too. You got to have that plan, that 3-step plan that he put together, and then that consistency of work. So, hey, you're the MVP, Terrence.
You're the champ, man.
Man, Albert, you the MVP, dude. I remember my text, Albert, you missed that text. You Phil Jackson, brother. So, you know what I mean? We, you know what I'm saying? We just got to win the ring, brother. You know what's going on. Albert, I don't work with a lot of people, man. And my wife will tell you, I don't just open up to a lot of people, but I can really call you my brother, my friend. You was down with me, man. and you believe in him. And I thank you, Al, but be on the team, brother. I'm gonna show up, Al. I'm gonna get to what we need to get to hit the goals we talk about, bro. I'm gonna come through. So
Oh, no doubt.
thank you,
no
man.
doubt.
Thank you for believing in me, man. I appreciate it.
Always. Oh, well, you're easy to believe in because the thing is you believe in yourself first. I can't waste time believing in someone that wants to be believed in, but they don't believe in themselves. Like you've always exhibited every characteristic that you're going to fight your way out of any situation. And then even if you fall short, the thing is you're going to go down swinging, which that hasn't happened, happily to say, everything you put your mind to, you've continued to work at, and eventually you got it done. So it's just not always on the time frame in which we expect. But then like when people are comparing like, hey, how come I'm not achieving this by a certain time? I'm like, compared against what? Why did you expect that time frame to begin with?
Yeah, and then to piggyback on what Albert was saying about like, okay, we don't want to make this like a negative light of
Right.
of a situation of people overcoming debt. Well, we want to bring this up to the table because we made a lot of mistakes that we want you to prevent. We want you to stop seeing these roll of debts that takes a while for us to kick back. We want to be profitable in this business. So how do we get here? Well, one of the things that we learned back then, a couple of years with FFL was growing. We had a lot of high comps. We were inviting and hiring everyone. The problem with that is it was a method of throw everything on the wall and see who sticks.
Yep.
Well, we ended up hiring wrong individuals, or more importantly, it's not so much of a wrong individual, but we let loose and we were too loose, right?
Yes.
And the wrong individuals are people that come in here without a proper vision. Okay, going back to the McDonald's plan. If you wanted to invest in McDonald's, you're not just going to go open up shop tomorrow, right? You need a formulation, you need a business plan, you need the location. You're really, really, really into your business before you put down $1 million. Well, how easy is it here to go get a license and then open up shop the next day?
Right.
So we end up hiring individuals that just want to make immediate money, no vision for the future, no profitability, no game plan. And then what do? Okay, well, we hire somebody that doesn't want to work and they needed instant income. They wrote up their friend. They got a quick commission, got paid their bills, went back to doing what they were doing, didn't work. And now the chargeback happened. So these individuals will then leave the company and then that debt rolled up. So we gotten smarter, right? We understand now. We know how to have the right conversations, like what Trisha's saying. We know what to watch for, like in the business that we're seeing. And now there's a common trend. We want to look for people that are building for the long run, got a business plan, and more importantly, on their business plan, they have a method of finding new clients on and on and on, instead of just a friend or a family member. And usually 99% of the work is having leads to have that future client. You can make it happen with referrals, but we come to find out there's a common denominator. People post dating checks, people just writing their friends and family members, and they're not buying leads consistently. That means they don't have a game plan. That's a chargeback waiting to happen. And now we've learned from that. And so we want to make sure you guys, when you're building, when you're growing, you don't want to incur that personal debt, and you don't want to incur that roll of debt on the people that you're bringing into the business.
Right.
That is why when it comes down to a business, and you got to really understand that this is what it is. So when you are going to hire somebody, you actually go through the hiring process as any other company, right? You got to interview the person. You got to interview the person, see what their goals are, where they've been, what they're doing, why they want to do this, if they're really going to stick to it. Because I mean, recruiting is just bring anybody that fogs a mirror, right? And guess what? I mean, it put us in the position that, where you have a lot of chargebacks, bad people in the team, or a team that doesn't produce, right? But when you actually hire people and you ask the person, why should I hire you? Let them tell you why they're a good candidate for your company. And again, that comes down again to the mindset of you owning the business. It's not just writing insurance, because we're not producers only. We're looking to create a business, and you gotta now think about every perspective. John just made a good point that all the mistakes that we did in the past are putting us to this point. I mean, before I was like so desperate just to hire anybody. Yeah, I just want somebody. Yeah, I want a team. I want a team. And Vagamir, are you alive? Okay, come on in. Now it's different. Now we gotta see. Now it's better to have a small team that that is going to work. That regardless of their obstacles, they stick to it. Regardless of their fears, they stick to it. regardless of their inhibitions or any obstacle that they may be facing, but they still call me and says, you know what, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And that's the people that you want to have in your team. Those are the people that that they are here for the long run. So my advice is, when you want to hire somebody, do an interview, a real interview. I mean, somebody wants to go to McDonald's, they interview, right, for a minimum wage. And these guys fight against other people that are interviewing, selling themselves why they can flip burgers.
Yeah, they got to make sure that burger flipper is not stealing their
Exactly.
their
So if
clients.
somebody is going to be interviewing that hard to flip burgers, I mean, come on. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar industry. Why can't I do the same type of interview?
Right.
So, everything has to be shifting the mentality in order for us to grow.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So we're really just trying to bring this awareness to you guys. So for those that are looking to build, I mean, some of the mistakes that we've made along the way, we've made plenty of them.
Yep.
You
Still keep making them.
A lot of it had to do with just me being a little too patient, or just trying to see the good in this person and just be like, no, I mean, I don't think they meant to do this and, meant to do that. And I just gave them a lot of time, gave them too much of a leash, and just eventually kind of ran away with itself. And I'm left holding the bag. And the thing is, I can't blame that person, because I could have handled that differently to begin with.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that person may be gone for now, but I'm responsible. Right. So, which, and that's the thing, like, it's not like, oh, it sucks, like it's unfair. It's like, just tread water, figure out a way, just get through it. And then you'll get to the point, because the thing is, those people that have done whatever, I mean, it's not over.
Right.
Like, we still got our eye on you. Like,
yeah.
Like, just wait, but that's the thing. Like, you'll learn from these mistakes. And the thing is, we're going to continue to make mistakes, but we're going to try not to make the same ones.
Right.
And that's the key in any business, right? If you don't take any risks, you can't grow. And if you don't do that, then, are you cool with where you're at, let alone, like what Terrence was saying, where you were prior to coming to do this?
Yeah. What's plan B?
Yeah. So Terrence,
Right.
if you awesome stuff. I mean, it was all really amazing stuff. So for people that are going through just challenges in general, what's the first step of action for them to take to get to be a boss like you?
I'm not a boss, man. I'm out here trying to learn. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but when I work out, like when I wake up and work, I don't work out like hard, but I do like some push-ups or something. But I kind of like talk to myself, like, you hype yourself up, like, to get through stuff time. So this to hype somebody up that's going through it or whatever, right? So just think, the person that just rolled that debt to you, just think about what they doing, right? They gotta go. They told you they stored what they had before. They not on the beach just chilling, like they just went. They gotta go back to the life they had before FFL, right? But you still here, right? You still get these $1,000 per sale. You know what I'm saying? You still got this opportunity, which is real for you. But that person lost their blessing. You got to think from that aspect. Like, now wherever life they was in, they got to go back to that, making that type of money, going back to their life. Because the number one divorce rate, I'm married. I ain't trying to be divorced. I sell every day so my wife won't leave me. You know what I'm saying? She loves me. I'm just a joke. But she ain't gonna leave me because I'm broke. I told her before we married, I was like, babe, look, I'm a risker. It's either we gonna be rich or we gonna be poor. I'm not settling. I'm not gonna quit if it's looking like it's gonna be storming. We're gonna be together. You're gonna have the umbrella. We're gonna be selling over the phone. Like, hey, we're gonna make this work. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that type of mentality, because I'm a horrible employee. If you're a horrible employee, you don't want nobody telling you to go to the bathroom, when to go see your kids. That's what's on the other side of this. That's how I look at it. So I'm like, nah, bro, I go back to a 50, 40, 30, whatever. I ain't going back to the wire. I don't care what I gotta do, bro. So I'm gonna get on live downs after this. So let's get it, y'all. I'm ready.
Well, I genuinely appreciate you coming on and sharing, because I think that was an amazing story. Generally made me really happy. And it couldn't happen to a better person, because not just because you put in the work, but just from all of our interactions throughout the years, from you being on live dials all the time. I mean, it's so abundantly clear that you're an amazing father, you're a great husband, and you're an awesome human being, because you genuinely care about people, and you take responsibility for everything, and it's just an honor being in business with you, Terrence.
Thank you, brother. The feeling is mutual to you and a lot of other people, man, that I work with. Thank you guys for having me and working with me, man. I appreciate every last one of y'all from the bottom of the heart, man.
Right. So let's take some of these lessons that Terrence was able to share with us from Trisha, John, Misha. You know, hopefully some of that stuff you can start to apply a little bit at a time, even if you can't do it all at once. And then just look, if you continue to put in the work, if you have that plan, stick to that 3-step plan that Terrence just gave out to you guys, and just put in the work, eventually your problems will be fixed. You know, so if you take those steps. So keep following that and continue to put in. If you guys need any help, reach out. Let's go out there and be elite, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Later.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys once again for supporting. If you guys want to see more of that, please make sure you like, subscribe, click on this link here to subscribe, click on this link for the next video.